I'm everybody's hero when they have emergency. I have a baby, I'm freezing. Can you please come and help me? You got my house working, you got my heat working, that no one else wanted to come out and do.
3 days before Christmas, or 5 days
before Christmas, and then a year later.
Okay, so I know you're angry.
These are the plaintiffs, William and Mary Ann Lehman. William says they had a gas leak in their house, and the defendant, a plumber, took terrible advantage of them and ripped them off. He was grossly overcharged. The defendant's a con man and a scammer, and they're here in the name of justice, seeking a refund of the $1,880 they were overcharged. This is the defendant, Brian. He says he was called out in an emergency situation to fix a gas leak on his off hours and explained his rates in detail to the plaintiffs. Since they were desperate to get the heat fixed in the middle of the winter, they agreed and the work was completed. Now, a year later, they're complaining and suing him? What a country. He's accused of being a real pain in the gas.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. William and Marianne Lehman?
Yes.
Okay, you're suing Brian. You've asked us not to mention your company name or your last name for $1,880 that you say he should pay you back because you overpaid him for a service. Tell me what happened.
So on December 18th, 2014, I came home from work and we smelled gas in the house.
Oh.
We placed a call to the gas company and they came out and they confirmed that we did have a gas leak.
That's all they do? They don't fix it?
They don't fix it. Well, they will turn it off, yes. But in the interim, they said to turn the heat up because we had a 1-month-old and a 2-year-old at home.
We had 10 minutes to heat the
heat
house.
it up as much
He
as
did
you
as much as he could before he shut it down for the night.
Isn't that dangerous? Did he seem like he knew what he was doing?
He did.
Yes,
That
he
would
did.
scare me. Anyway, go ahead.
So I opened up the phone book because I didn't know any plumbers. I started making calls and I actually contacted one plumber that said he couldn't do it, but he could refer another licensed plumber. At that point, he said, I can give you a name and a number, and he had given me Brian's, but he said, I'll also call Brian and give him your name and number.
Okay,
So
did you call anybody besides that one person?
I called about 10 different people.
Right, and nobody was available because it was December 18th.
And they had a lot of calls.
And a lot of snow.
Yes.
Where are you from? Massachusetts.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yes, just south of Boston.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead.
So, as I said, we reached out, and Brian actually called and said, can you send a text message with your name and address, and I'll come the next morning at 7 a.m.
Okay.
So I stopped calling anyone else because we had a licensed
Willing
plumber.
body. Okay,
A willing
so
body,
he comes
yes.
at 7 a.m. and what is the problem when you get there at 7 a.m.?
Well, I just like to point out, I'm everybody's hero when they have emergency. I have a baby, I'm freezing. Can you please come and help me? You got my house working, you got my heat working, that no one else wanted to come out and do.
3 days before Christmas, or 5 days before Christmas.
And then a year later.
Okay, so I know you're angry, but yeah. So what did you find when you got there?
There were several gas leaks in the home, which I addressed and I fixed.
So, and how is it, you have a detector?
Soap and bubbles. It's a pressure thing. The best way to find a leak is with soap and bubbles.
It's like a tire,
It blows
right.
a big bubble, just like a tire.
Right.
So we went there, we had to assess the problem, find the leaks, charge them $500 for a permit, which the paperwork was never filed, but the inspector did come out. Once the gas company...
Okay, so the paperwork to get a permit was never filed.
No.
What's the point of the paperwork to get a permit?
Usually the inspector won't come out if you don't file.
Okay.
However, this was an emergency. So he came out after his normal hours.
Okay.
And he actually looked at the job. The gas company...
And you need him to come out
Yes.
because if you don't, what happens?
The gas company will not turn the
Turn
gas
it back on.
on.
Okay.
So,
And what, do you
that's
know the
law.
inspector? How'd you get the inspector
I
out?
called him in his office. I told him we're going to be working late there. We have to cut the pipe, rethread the pipe,
Right.
and put in fittings to reattach everything.
Okay, all right, so did you and he ever discuss price?
For an emergency like this, I can't give you a price because I don't know how much is wrong.
So I don't
So this-
understand, were you guys authorizing the work and you were so happy to have it and it's an emergency, so you didn't even ask for a price?
At the time, it was like you said, we were in dire need to get the heat on because we had a 1 month
But how does this, I mean, how long does it take to say, so how much you think this is gonna cost me? Nobody said that?
Well, the original person that my husband spoke to said, I can't do it, but it sounds like it would cost about $1,000 to
Yeah,
fix.
but that's another guy. That's another
the
guy who I
person-
can't help but notice didn't leave his
I
warm,
know.
toasty home.
Yeah.
All right, so you
It
go
was
out
his
there and how
referral.
long does the job take?
We were there most of the day.
Who's we? You were with that gentleman?
He's another plumber that can attest to what we charge in the Boston area. I brought him just in case.
Come on up and tell me how much you charge in the Boston area.
Boston area, it's not, on this case, it's primarily about being an emergency call on the weekend, giving up the time.
Let's say it wasn't an
in addition.
emergency.
Ranging anywhere from $300 an hour for a plumber and apprentice could go up to as much as
$300 an hour?
Yes.
Oh, man, we are in the wrong business, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but here's what I do know. When you needed him, he went out there, he fixed your problem, money was no object until it was 8 months later and you filed a lawsuit. What happened in the interim? When he said to you, it'll be $3,200, and then he points out to you, yeah, but I already paid you $500.
And he had the opportunity to not write me the check that night. So if he had a problem with my price...
Did you expect him to haggle with you?
No, any place you don't go to Best Buy and haggle over a TV. You don't go to...
No, you don't go to Best Buy and haggle over TV. I do.
Most people, you don't go to...
I go to Best Buy, I take my phone, I find out the cheapest I can get it on Amazon, and I make them
Well, it's
make them
instant
match the
gratification
price.
is what it is. People want their plumbing, they want it now. People
Yeah,
are
I
starting to
understand,
think,
I understand all that, but when you said to him it'll be X, how did
Yeah.
you base the X? How did you come to your
At the
figure?
end of the day, I take the materials I spent,
Right.
my time waiting for the inspector, my
Right.
time driving around for his job.
Okay, do you have your breakdown? Because he asked you for that numerous times. He says you never
He
did.
never asked me for that. The only thing he asked for was
No,
the
he's
permit.
asked you for that since then, numerous
He
times.
hasn't. I haven't received any
I have
phone
the
calls
text
from
where
him.
he's asking you for it, and you
Well-
say, I'll drop it off if you don't get it in the mail. My email's not working.
It was sent to his
Am I
house.
thinking of another case, or is that
It
this
was
one?
sent to his house. It was sent to his
So
house.
don't say he never asked you
It
for
was
it.
sent- I'm talking a year. This is a year ago.
Yeah,
I've had 1,000
I'm not talking
customers
about
since
last
then.
week. My question to you is, can I see it?
I don't have it. No.
That's because you never wrote one and you never sent one to him. You never got one, did you?
No.
Yeah, see, but here's the thing, okay? Why do you get to charge whatever you want to charge?
Free market economy.
Tell me about
If you
it.
agree, if I come to your home and you call me out, that's a verbal contract agreeing to pay me. And then at the end of the day, when I looked him in the face and said, you owe me X amount of dollars, he wrote the check out. He could have questioned me
When
that
did he get upset?
about a month later because I didn't send him the invoice. It's all over an invoice.
Right, but well, then why don't you just send him the invoice and I wouldn't be here?
I got
You're
it, busy,
you're
yeah.
telling me that we have to meet because you never bothered in 8 months to write an
Yeah,
invoice?
Bottom line.
Are you serious? How can you be that lazy? I'm
Doing
serious.
20 service calls a day.
You know, I get home, I don't
I know, but it took you longer to come
It
here.
really did.
I know it's an honor and a privilege, but seriously, it took
wanted
you
to meet you.
a
Come
lot
on.
longer to come here than to just write the. Oh my gosh!
I actually did it.
I kind of like the way you said it in your answer to the complaint when you were talking about a free market economy. What was it you said? If I want to charge,
$1 million. And you agree to it. You agreed to it. I'm
why
sorry.
is that wrong? I mean, when he submitted the bill, you didn't say boo. You were so grateful you thought it was well
I
worth it. You wrote a
actually-
check. Why didn't you say, what are you talking about? Your friend who referred me said it would be about $1,000. None of that came out of your mouth. Why?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, do plumbers typically overcharge people?
They do,
Because?
because that's how they get paid.
Well, no. You can get paid by not overcharging. Do they typically overcharge?
Yes,
Why?
because they want more money.
Well, everybody wants more money. Give me a reason. Why would they typically? Why would a yeah?
Because people aren't aware of what they actually do, so people are naive to actually the things that plumbers do. So
And sometimes a little desperate because they got leaks and whatnot.
right, exactly.
Right? Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
When he said it was $3,200, I need another check for $3,200. I said that seems like it's a bit much. I already gave you a check for $500. he started to get agitated. I had a 1 month in my hand while I was writing the check because my
You're
wife
afraid
was
he was
out.
gonna hurt
Baby
you?
again. I'm going to hit the
Well,
baby.
you
gonna
never
hit
know.
you?
You never know, because I don't know this guy. At that point, I wanted him to
But that point
go
was
out of the
8,
house.
9 months, 10 months ago.
Yeah.
So what made you sue now?
Well, after the fact, we went to town hall and we realized that the check for $500 that I gave him to go to town hall and pull the permit never happened.
The initial check is a deposit to start the job. Permits, materials, my time to initially get here. That way, at the end of the job...
There's nothing illegal about not having gotten the permit, right? Because that's
the
just the
inspector saw the work.
prerequisite to get the inspector to come out.
Yeah, the inspector saw the
But because you
work.
placed a phone call to the inspector did come out,
Yep.
and that's what allowed you to get your job done. And when he quoted to you $3,200, and you said, I paid you $500, he then subtracted that. He didn't write a $3,200 check, did he?
No, it was...
No, he wrote it for 27 for
2700
whatever
exactly.
the amount minus the 500. So you got the credit for
Yeah,
that.
I don't double dip. It
No,
was-
no,
yeah.
I got it. So, no, folks, this is America. And the way it works is, offer and acceptance. Now, it has to be reasonable. If the guy came with a $15,000 bill, I'd tell him to go pound sand. But that's not what's occurring. He's giving you emergency rates. Emergency rates stink. But I'm not going to listen to you tell me, oh, but I could have gotten emergency rates here because you didn't. Or here's this other emergency rate I could have gotten because you didn't. Or here's this other emergency rate. No. The only guy you could get there out of the 11 guys you called was that guy right there. And that's worth something because he was your savior that night. Therefore, my verdict is for the defendant.
Well, that night when the gas was busted and you needed emergency fix, he was your savior. What is he now?
Well, he's a plumber. That's what he does,
What's the problem with what he did?
Well, again, the judge made the decision, but we thought charging the $500 for the permit and then never filing for the permit was out of line.
Okay. All right. All right, Fellow Officer McIntosh.
Thank you.
All right, so I think charging $1 million would be a little much.
It would be. But I didn't. I charged a fair price, and they got fair work.
When somebody is in a situation like that, well, an emergency, you charge emergency rates, right? Because they're desperate, right?
And I could have charged... I know people that would have charged double for what I did. I thought I was fair. I charge accordingly to what other people charge in my state, and the judge saw that.
Well, like $3,200 or whatever, $3,000 for you guys for the day.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
kids. If you're listening, go to plumbing school. Okay. Right down this way. Harvey.
I got to tell you, when you hire, by the way, and that's to say that all plumbers do not overcharge. It's not true. But what you should do is you should check to make sure your plumber is licensed, number one, and then call the contractors board and see if the plumber has any problems. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Elizabeth Liebold. She says she lent her co-worker money because she trusted her. Also trusted she would pay it back, but hasn't. She foolishly lent her husband, the co-defendant, her Bible, and now she can't get them to pay her back in full or to give back the Bible. She's a good person who doesn't deserve to be treated like this and is suing for the $500 she's owed. These are the defendants, Dwight and Elizabeth Bryant. Dwight says the plaintiff took them to court over a loan she made them. She won the case, they paid her back, and have no idea why she's still seeking money from them. She's also bitter about a Bible she gave them, which she's trying to get back, and if you ask him, she's losing her marbles a little. They're accused of not being very friendly. The defendants filed a countersuit for $420 for work done.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff lent her co-worker money and got stiffed and says that her husband stiffed her over a Bible. Now, the defendants say the plaintiff is nuts. It's the case of do unto others as much as you possibly can.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Liebold, you are suing Dwight and Elizabeth Bryant for $500. $300 you say they still owe you on a loan. and $200 for a leather-bound Bible that he refused to return. You're counterclaiming against her $420 for work that you did for her that you say she hasn't paid you for. Let me hear from you first, ma'am. How did you two know each other?
I met Elizabeth Bryant when I was relicensed in real estate back in 2007.
Were you real estate agents?
Yes.
Okay, both of you were?
Yes.
All right, so you met there, and were you friends?
We eventually became friends.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, at some point, she asked to borrow money from you.
Yes.
Okay, and how much was that?
The first asking of her was for $1,600.
Did she say what it was for?
No, and I
Did
didn't
you ask
her.
Why not?
No, I didn't ask her. She's my friend. I was trusting.
Did you have her sign anything?
No.
Okay.
I did ask for her to return the money in 1 month, and she says, can I have 2 months? And I agreed. Okay.
Did she return the money?
No.
And then she asked you for more money?
Yes.
And you told her to go pound sand, right?
No.
Okay, what'd you do?
Well, her daughter was in trouble. She had criminal charges against her, and she asked to borrow $3,700.
But she hadn't paid the other $1,600.
That's right.
Right, so why did you loan it to her?
Well, because I told her I needed it back in 2 months. She wanted 2 months.
Yeah, but that didn't work. She didn't give you the other money back in 2 months, so you know she's not gonna, so why would you loan her more?
No, that was only 2 weeks later. She asked
2 weeks later?
Yeah.
Oh, that first $1,600 came too easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
And I told her I need it paid back in 2 months because I borrowed it from my home equity line, and I'm having to pay interest on it. So to date, I have not been paid back.
To date, you have not been paid back?
No, she's not paid me back anything.
There's a judgment already for that money, isn't there?
There is, for
And you haven't paid a penny on it?
Nothing.
No, not right now.
Why not?
Because
You know she had to borrow against her equity line, which means that she's paying interest on it.
and she never said it was a home equity loan.
How long has it been?
How long has it been now?
Since January.
Since
what year?
January
This year.
of
Okay,
this year.
so, but a judge ordered you to go ahead and pay it back, right?
Yes, that case
Right,
been
so what have you
heard
done?
already.
You haven't even done anything about that.
She's attempting to pay it back. We're just waiting on a settlement that we got for a house that my wife is in the process of.
When is that coming through?
That was she making a deal? We could close
I'm
any
doing the
day.
deal now.
Oh, that would be nice. Is this the daughter who got in trouble?
Yes.
Yes.
What did you use the money for?
She was. She had problems with our baby, and she needed to get her baby back from the situation. So we had to get a lawyer, and we asked Beth, and she said yes. So
What do you do for a living?
I'm an independent. No, I'm handyman.
Oh, so she had actually used you to do work.
Oh yes.
Oh, she used us a lot.
Oh no.
Right. That's okay. You don't have to elbow your wife.
She did.
I mean,
Yeah, she used you a lot, but she paid you, right?
No, not all the money.
No, not all the money.
Okay, so what
Get
is
the rest later.
your countersuit is what? Money that you think she didn't pay you enough of for these times?
Yes, she owed.
Then you
Yes,
feel
yeah.
like you should have charged more, so now you want to go back and charge more?
No. She would always say for now.
Okay, let's take them one by one. Snow removal, $200. From when?
For when?
From
February.
when?
Well, that was in the month of February.
May I see any proof that she owes you $200 for snow removal from February?
Well, she knows it.
It was verbal.
Oh, watch this. Okay, watch this. Do you owe him $200 from February?
I paid him $100 March 30th for the snow removal.
Oh, so he didn't do snow removal for you in February. He did it in March?
That's correct.
March 30th?
Yep.
Where do you guys live?
In Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
We had 5 feet of snow there.
Wow. All right. So you paid him the $100. And what? And you think she should have paid you $220? Is that the other $120?
Yes.
Do you have any texts or emails or letters?
I have it all on my phone, but my phone is. I tried to find what I could. I can find the pictures of the snow that.
Okay. What did you bring me for court for evidence to prove your counterclaim? Picture of snow.
Yeah, picture.
I know it snowed. I mean, that's not the question. The question is, you did work, you got paid, and your premise is I didn't get paid enough. And you don't have a single piece of evidence that shows that you, at any point in time before she sued your wife for the money that your wife never repaid her, that you are finally saying anything about somebody owing you more money.
It was a trust issue. It was like I didn't have to.
Why didn't you bring it up in the lawsuit?
Oh, the other lawsuit?
Mm-hmm.
It was no reason.
She didn't bring it up either.
I admit that's what we owed.
Well, she didn't bring up what?
She didn't bring it up. And
Why would she bring it up? She says you're making up now that she still owes money on it.
On
You have
her
a lawsuit
slip,
for
she
two
has
things.
no
One of them
removal?
is the remaining $300 because you could only sue for $5,000.
Exactly.
Do you understand what a statutory maximum means? It means that you can only sue for that amount. So you can't come here and sue for more.
She's mad.
No, stop talking. Of course she's mad. If somebody came to me not once but twice, and I took my money to give to them, and they showed no effort to pay me back, I'd be mad too. Don't talk. I want you to listen to me. Do you understand what statutory maximum means?
No.
Okay, it means that's all you can sue for. It's either $5,000 or less in small claims, or more than $5,000 and you got to go to the big courts. Okay?
Right.
That's where you have to go if you want more. If not, then you are agreeing to only sue for $5,000. You can't then bring a second lawsuit to get $300 more that you didn't get in the first one. So that's out. Okay. What you should do is make sure you get paid on that $5,000 lawsuit.
It's in the hands of the sheriff in Suffolk County.
Exactly. All right. But in any event, the second thing you're suing for is a leather-bound Bible. Tell me about that.
Yes. I have a photograph of
Okay.
it.
And tell me about how this Bible came to...
This Bible was given to me by my grandmother, my mother's mother, in 1960, prior to my wedding. And she wrote in it, Beth and husband. Through the years, I've logged in my 3 children, their baptisms. I have my grandchildren.
Why does he have it?
He was looking at it at my house one night. He was there with his 2 sons, and he asked if he could borrow it.
Why would you let him borrow it if it's a family heirloom like you're describing? I wouldn't let anybody borrow that. Don't nod.
I thought he was a friend.
Okay.
And I
Did you borrow
trusted
her
him.
Bible?
It was
She
given.
gave me the
She
Bible. I
gave
was
it.
interested. She said, "You want
She
it?
gave
I don't
it.
read it.
She
You can
said, I
have
don't
it."
read it anyway.
No.
You can have it.
That's what
Okay,
she
but let
said.
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know she's suing you now for the Bible. You know that you owe her $5,000. You know you haven't paid a penny of it.
Yes.
Right. Why would you not bring the Bible to court here today and just return her Bible?
Well, for one reason, okay, she gave me the Bible. Another reason, we was in the process of moving, and I don't have no idea where the Bible is because we've been moving. Okay, when she gave me the Bible, we was moving at that specific time.
So you haven't seen the Bible? You lost the Bible?
Well, it's somewhere.
Or you haven't unpacked it yet?
It's probably packed up somewhere. But
Do you still have boxes that you haven't unpacked?
yes, I just recently moved.
Okay. When did she file the lawsuit about the Bible? Did you bring up the Bible in the last lawsuit?
No.
Why not? If he kept your Bible?
I don't know. I just didn't do it. That's why I, did a second lawsuit for the 300 and the Bible.
When did you file the second lawsuit?
Let's see. It's supposed to come
Had you already received the judgment in the first one?
Yes.
When did you first hear about the Bible?
Within the last month or so, I say.
Okay. And have you made any effort to look for
I
it?
looked because I was going to bring it, but it's just I don't know, have no idea
When do
where
you
it could
plan
be.
on opening your boxes where you are?
I wish some of them were open. Some of them
How
are
about
open.
the ones that are closed? When do you plan on opening those?
Well, the ones that are closed is just like some of them is in the basement, some of them is in storage.
Okay. Open up your boxes.
Open up what?
Yeah, open up your boxes. Open up your boxes and look for the Bible. I want you to do that. Are you a man of God?
I'm a man of God, but that's
I
why
want you to
I
listen
don't
to me.
understand why she would lie.
Listen, I don't care why she's doing it. It's just kind of bad juju for me to have litigation over a Bible.
Okay,
I want you to look.
Okay, now, excuse me.
I want you to listen to me. I think she gave you the Bible.
Huh?
I believe you. I think she gave you the Bible.
She did?
I believe you. I do. I think she gave you the Bible because I think that the Bible would have come up before now. If it was some family heirloom and you looked at it and said, "Can I borrow your family heirloom?" If in fact this is something her mother gave her, and if in fact, just on the off chance that anything that was said here about that she wants the Bible back, would you want to keep a Bible that someone was asking you? You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
It's just bad karma.
Okay.
So open up the darn boxes and look for the Bible.
No problem.
I'm asking you to do
I will
that as
do
a
that.
favor to me.
Okay. I will.
Okay? Did you ever see the Bible?
Yes.
Come on up.
Switch with mom.
Switch with mom.
So if you loan somebody a Bible and they refuse to return it to you, is that bad karma?
I think it might be a little bit bad karma.
You believe in that? Is that bad karma?
Yes.
Because?
Because if it's a person's property.
It's not even so much that it's a person's property. It's a Bible.
It's a Bible. It's bad karma. Super bad karma.
Can I ask you something? Who do people say you look like?
Tupac, every day.
I swear to God, I looked at you and I thought, oh my God, he's alive. Oh my God, you look so much like him. That's good. That's good. Going inside the courtroom.
Where was the Bible that when you saw it?
I seen it at home. It was on a Saturday when we do like Bible studies with the whole family on Saturday, and my dad brought it to us and we seen it.
Where's the Bible been since then?
Since the last time I seen it was in our other house. My parents would give her the Bible back. They just have to find it. They've been looking for it to give to her.
Help them find it, will you?
I will.
All righty. So your counterclaim for $420, my verdict is 0 because you don't have any proof that she still owes you money on any of that stuff. And on your lawsuit against them for $300 extra, I've already explained you can't do that. And on the Bible, I know that you feel that you were taken advantage of, and I also feel you were taking advantage of. But in order to order them to pay anything for that Bible, I have to be convinced that it was not something that you gave to him, and that you're now angry and now want back. And I'm not convinced. Yes, sir.
Why do you think we've taken advantage of her?
I'm going to tell you why. Because she loaned you $5,000. She loaned your wife $5,000. She didn't pay her.
But that not because she didn't want to pay her. Is it because she didn't have the money?
Then
to
don't
pay?
borrow it.
Well, she gave
No,
her.
I don't know how to make myself any clearer.
But take advantage of
Stop.
somebody.
You don't get that 10 months of floating somebody $5,000 might make the person feel that there's no effort on the part of 3 able-bodied people to pay it back? Because I get it. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
But
read a little more of that Bible.
Well, you're wrong with that.
So the plaintiff comes out here. She loses her lawsuit. Come in here. No Bible, no money, no nothing.
Not
but
yet.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to keep hopeful that these items will be returned to me.
He did say on the other side, the defendant did say that he would look for the Bible in the boxes that haven't been opened yet, and if you found it, they would return it to
Yeah.
you. They did say that. Would that be good enough
I
for you?
don't believe them. They lie. They lie.
Okay. Head around the corner here with Officer McIntosh, okay? All right, so come on here and, sir, tell me what, right next to him, and what's going through your mind here now?
I don't understand how the judge say somebody took advantage of. If you can't pay them, I mean, like.
Well, turn the tables for a second. Put yourself in her shoes. You loaned out money.
I've been that way before.
Right, okay, and so you're expecting it back. You don't get it. How do you feel?
Taking advantage of somebody is we planned. Okay, this is what we're going to do. But
well, how long should she wait before, what should she do?
Well, I understand. Well, she'll get her money.
Okay, and the Bible?
The Bible, she'll get the Bible too.
Okay, over to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, I got to tell you something. I think it is insane for somebody to take out a home equity loan to loan money to somebody, a coworker or something like that. It's just putting too much on the line, especially, if it's a casual acquaintance. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Elizabeth Clark. She says she was out buying diapers for her baby when the defendant, Isaiah, drove his car smack into hers, pulling out of a parking spot. He actually crunched her car in, leaving a lot of damage that he refuses to pay for. The guy was driving with no license. His mother stopped responding to her, and that's why she's here, suing for the $2,000 she's owed. These are the defendants, Veronica Jones and Isaiah Kearney. Veronica says her son Isaiah was pulling out of a spot when the plaintiff scraped her car along his. That's right, she caused the fender bender. She has to take responsibility for her actions, and she thinks the judge will agree after she hears her side of things. They're accused of driving a woman crazy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she was out buying diapers when the defendant crashed into her car, but the defendants say the plaintiff caused the crash. It's the case of I got hampered buying Pampers.
Thank you, Douglas. Elizabeth Clark, you are suing Veronica Jones and Isaiah Kearney for $2,000. The balance that you say is owed to you on repairing a car, the damages that they did to your car. Tell me what happened.
On September 9th, 2014, myself and my mother were driving to a pharmacy to pick up diapers for my 4-month-old son at the time.
And what time of the night was this?
This was early evening, approximately 5 o'clock p.m.
Okay. Why don't you come over here and show me on the map how it happened?
Sure. gonna use this car. This would be the defendant's car. This would be my car. Well, right here, because I was closer to making that turn.
Put them where they need to go.
Okay.
What street were you on? What street was he on?
I was on Rockaway Parkway.
So put it on Rockaway Parkway, and I think you might want to go in this correct direction of traffic. You want to help her out there with a little
I see.
Because
I see it.
you're
Here
all
we go.
over the parkway. All right.
Here we go. I'm on Rockaway Parkway, and the defendant was here on Skidmore parked. I was making the turn here, had my indicators on at the green turn light, and her son was at a park, and this was what happened here. As I was making this turn, he pulled out of his parking spot and crushed into the side of my car, attempting to make that right turn as well. There were no indications, he didn't wait, he didn't have the right to turn at that time. So this was his car again.
Did you see him
here.
coming when he came at you?
No, because he was parked along with a whole bunch of other parked cars. So I was making this turn, the green.
That's how your car was positioned?
On Rockaway, making this turn.
Right,
Indicator.
and when you got hit, how was your car positioned?
It was already in a turn, in a semi-turn.
Just like that, like
Yes.
you're putting it?
Yes.
Okay.
And he came out this way. So that's what happened when he hit my car.
How many lanes are on Rockaway?
There are two. So there's a straight end turning lane, and then there's a just continually straight lane.
And that's each way?
Yes.
So it's a 4-lane highway?
Yes. There's a island in the middle for pedestrians.
So can you see what you're doing there? Because you keep putting your car here. What is this here? Is this the median?
So, yeah.
Okay, so you're here.
Okay.
He's here. This is parking. These are the 2 lanes that way?
Right, that's where I got confused.
That way?
at,
And
too.
where are you?
So-
Because then you're going, are all 4 lanes going the same direction? I don't know what you're doing.
So I'm here. Here's his car parked.
So why'd you put yourself way up here?
Because I didn't pay attention to the rest of the diagram.
Well, all right then. Now tell me what happened.
Now, so if this would be the pedestrian walk, this would be Rockaway Parkway. He's parked here.
Gotcha.
This is me making the turn, indicators on. This is him, and he's
Okay,
going
now
to
it
make
makes
the turn.
sense. All right.
There we go.
Okay, you can go ahead and go back. So what happens when you two collide? What happens?
I had to sit in my car for a second or two to just get my bearings because I couldn't believe that I got hit. Myself and my mom got out of the car.
Was anybody hurt?
No one was injured.
Okay, and who was in the other car?
Just the young man.
Okay, and what's your name?
Isaiah.
And you own the car?
Yes.
You're the mom?
Yes.
Okay, so he comes out and he says what?
He was in disbelief of what happened. He really didn't argue. He was very polite and understanding. And I asked him, what happened? Why would you pull out? If I was making the turn, I had the right of way. He didn't really say much. He just called his mom. I called 911.
What did he tell you, Mom?
He told me just to come downstairs. He got into an accident.
So you come downstairs.
Yes.
And how does he, let me first hear from you. Come on over here and tell me how it happened. Show me on the cars. Go ahead.
Well, it was like, it's a 3-lane.
Is one of the lanes parking?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a lane, but okay.
So, if I was about like here.
Were you parked?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as she was coming, like, I looked at my mirror, my blinkers was actually on.
Okay.
And as she turned, like, she was in my blind side. When I looked at my rearview mirror, it was like nobody there. So I thought I had the way.
Was she in your blind side when she was in front of your eyeballs? She's in your blind spot because she's in front of you. Is that what you're saying?
She's like halfway on the, halfway in front of me, halfway on the
right.
side.
So before you keep driving, your head is supposed to go like this and look forward. Right? All right, go ahead.
As she turned, like, I came out a little bit, and then she just, like, scraped the side, and then we just stopped and then got out.
All right. How old are you?
20.
20. Is this your first accident?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been driving?
Since I was 18.
And do you have a license?
No.
You've never had a license?
I have my permit.
You have your permit? When did you get your permit?
About a month ago.
When you have a permit, you're in what state? New York. When you have a permit, are you allowed to drive alone in your first year?
No.
Mom, what's going on? Yeah, go ahead and go back. Mom, why is your son driving unaccompanied on a permit after a month?
So, defendant is supposed to have somebody in the car. That's his driver's license, and he didn't. Is he automatically responsible for this crash?
Yes, because he's not even legal to drive alone.
That's a true statement.
It is, but I mean, you don't know if he had an emergency and had to go and he didn't.
That wouldn't be an excuse. Tupac?
He's definitely in the wrong.
He's definitely in the wrong. The question is he responsible? Going inside the courtroom.
He actually was not supposed to be driving.
Okay, well, whose car was he in?
My car.
And how did he have the keys to your car to be driving a car he's not supposed to be driving?
Because he was just going, I just came in from work and we was going to FedEx to go get his book bag. So when we passed, when I was going upstairs, he was going downstairs, I gave him the car just to go, the keys to go sit in the car.
And do what?
To wait for me to come back downstairs so we could go to FedEx to get his book bag.
Oh, no, you didn't. You were tired and you told him go get your book bag.
No.
Well, then why was he pulling off without you if he expected?
But he was not supposed to be pulling off.
But why did he then?
You have to ask him that.
I'm gonna.
He was not supposed to.
Why were you pulling off without your mother?
Just, I don't know, just being young. I was gonna come into our parking lot, so I was just gonna make the right and then make a U-turn.
Why did he have to call you to come on down?
I just got up. It just literally happened.
Okay.
As soon as I got upstairs and hung my bag up, the phone rang just
Do you have insurance?
Instantly. Yes, I had insurance.
So why didn't everybody just go through insurance out of curiosity?
Because she was looking out for my son, and she said that she didn't want her premiums to go up as well. I didn't want mine to go up.
Why would your premiums go up?
So we decided to...
Your premiums aren't going to go up if it wasn't your fault.
Well, I just got new insurance.
So you were just worried that
That wasn't my main priority. I told her that I didn't want him to get arrested because one of the cops said that he was going to go to jail.
For driving without a license.
For driving without a license.
So she was looking out for your son and you would pay her how? Just how much of these damages have you paid for, either one of you? You as the owner of the car and you as the person who drives like garbage.
We did pay
how much of these damages that this lady has sustained have either of you paid?
$400.
$400. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
And you paid nothing else?
No.
Okay, and let me see the damage to the car and let me see the estimates. And what's your defense?
Well, I don't really have a defense. I knew I was in the wrong because I wasn't supposed to be driving.
Well, you were in the wrong for more than that. Wow, there it is, right there. Picture says 1,000 words. Ooh, scraped the whole side of her car. What's the damage there? Wow. All right, you got a lower estimate than this, though.
Yes.
You jacked it up once these people didn't pay anything. You handed me an estimate for $3,400, and your lawsuit was only for $2,000. So what's going on?
So
did you have an estimate for $2,400?
I had an estimate for $2,400.
Okay, because she'd already paid you $4,000, and that's why you paid for $2,000.
Right. And then after, I just felt like I was.
Did you ever make a claim on their insurance?
No, I didn't.
Because you were afraid your insurance would go up?
No, after that, I didn't even take into consideration my insurance.
What kind of car is this?
A BMW 330 XI.
Okay. What's your defense?
Okay, when I told her that I got into a situation, my car actually caught on fire and blew up. I was in the process of going to work at the time. It was a tragic situation.
What do you do?
I was not able to go to work.
How are you helping the cause? Are you working?
I actually go to school. I'm a full-time student.
Full-time student where? College?
Yes.
Okay, well, why can't you get a job on the rest of the time when you're not studying?
I play football, so I have practice.
You play football?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think you gotta get a weekend job. You gotta do something because you can't leave her holding the bag.
I know.
Okay? And I don't see you doing much. So, based on what I have heard, I think her lawsuit for $2,000 is eminently reasonable. And
but if we agreed on $1,200.
I don't care what you agreed on. You didn't do it. See, here's the thing. That's called a settlement offer. She agrees that she'll take less if you'll just pay. Then you don't pay. You don't get to say, but you're supposed to take less. You breached that by not paying. So now she has to sue you to get paid. Now all bets are off. You're lucky I don't say $3,400.
Okay.
Verdict for the plaintiff, $2,000, which is what you've asked for in the lawsuit.
Well, that verdict for the plaintiff sends the defendant out here into this hallway here. Step up, right? Come on, get in closer. You're in the spotlight, my man. What are you thinking here?
Nothing much.
What did you learn out of this whole fiasco?
I knew I was wrong, so, I'm not really going to try to defend any part of it, so.
And you put your mom through all this stuff. Anything you want to say to her?
Well, yeah, I do apologize that she have to pay this much, but
One final word for him?
He'd be okay.
All right. All right. All right, so step on in here. You get what you sued for, and what's your feeling on this outcome here?
I'm glad the judge ruled in my favor. Sorry that I had to take them to court. I was hoping to settle this out of court, but I'm happy with the decision.
You made a strong effort to do that and keep it out of court?
Yes,
And-
I did. I tried to avoid police, courts, insurance, and they didn't pay in the end, so
Okay.
now they have to.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, you know, we've talked about this before. He is definitely in the wrong, this kid, for driving without somebody in the car with him. That is absolutely wrong, and it's even illegal. He's not allowed to do it. That does not automatically make him responsible for the crash. In order to be responsible, you have to prove negligence. Just because he was driving without somebody in the car doesn't automatically make him negligent. Could have been the other person's fault. You have to show that somebody did something. It's not that they drove without insurance or drove with a suspended license. They have to be negligent.